When it comes to these ideas that tend to happen in our improvisation, just noticing its existence is enough of a reaction. Again, we don't want to judge anything. We don't want to call something good or bad. If I immediately think something's bad on an improvisation, again, I've missed something. I have missed an opportunity to recognize a potential layer. I've missed an opportunity to recognize some really interesting kind of note choice that could lead to something else. And so when we think about this sort of pattern of listening and reacting, which is really at the heart of healthy improvisation and our experience with improvising, again, as a main building block of the song and the guitar and us coming together, one of the things I want to talk to you about here is momentum. When we imagine the snowball rolling down the hill and just gaining momentum, getting bigger as it's picking up more snow, improvisation can feel that way. And again, we want to embrace that. It's scary at first, and we've got to get used to it. Just like we've got to get used to these layers involved in our communication with, a mixolydian mode or a relative minor or whatever, might fill the space between two important notes of a fiddle tune. It can feel like riding that wave. We don't want to fight it. We don't want to try to force it or control it into our own submission. We have to learn to get used to sort of feeling that momentum kind of guiding us. I can tell you from my own improvisational experience that when I invite that more, don't fight it, what happens improvisationally is generally better. Again, I've mentioned this a couple times in other videos. When I am more settled in my mechanics, the notes that I make are better, more toneful, more resonant, more connected. The groove is better. As far as the improvisational experience, when I am more settled, when there's less tension in me or my brain, I am more settled. The improvisational ideas are also better. And so that's part of what we're in for here. This is the work we do to be better improvisers, is to just recognize this. That's what this video is about. It's not so much a specific exercise or something exactly concrete to go work on, but just when you are in your process of practicing improvisation, you're going to have an experience. And we can keep talking about it in VEs, and I invite that because I can share plenty from my experience, and as you're sharing your experience, it's good for you to do that. It's good for you to talk about what you're noticing in your improv, because again, as we can voice those things in conversation, we're just talking about it. We're not trying to decide if it's good or bad. We're just noticing it. A lot of times, again, when we're overthinking or over-planning, we're not giving ourselves time to notice an idea. Just like when we're over-anticipating rhythmically, we rush. And so we can learn, where is the tension, maybe even in our improvisational spirit. So, bottom line, really good things to think about. When we think about momentum, ideas as they are coming to us in improvisation, and we just get used to that process, we are engaging more with this big picture. We are engaging more with this idea that we are being driven by what we hear. Again, the driving and being driven, the noticing an idea, agreeing with it, and adding to it, keeping this momentum alive. That is a big picture experience. And for advanced players working to be better at improvisation, that's what we're aiming for. We can build experience with this. Again, it takes time. It feels weird at first. But ultimately, what we build is a personal, unique musical voice. That's the way we started this conversation about improvisation, is what can we do to feel like within the guitar, the songs we are playing, we are ultimately hearing us, our own musical leanings or yearnings or ideas or feelings. That's what we want to get out. That's what is the big picture. That's what, when a listener is hearing us play, that's what we want to communicate to them. Music is communication, just as speech is communication. And I want you to hear me clearly. I want you to engage in these ideas. I want to be part of your journey, part of your conversation. So these are all really good things to think about. As we move on, we're going to discuss, again, some really more concrete things to practice with improvisation. But these three building blocks, I think, are something that you're going to keep coming back to. So good luck sort of absorbing all these things, and let's just keep talking.